When people talk about the world's most dangerous submarines, almost everyone immediately thinks of the United States Navy. And they are not wrong, because America's submarines are incredibly powerful. But here is something that might surprise you. There is another country whose submarine is so advanced, so deadly, and so packed with cutting-edge technology that military experts around the world consider it the most dangerous submarine outside of the United States. That country is Great Britain, and the submarine is called the Astute-class. Today we are going to dive deep, no pun intended, into exactly what makes this British underwater machine so remarkable and why navies around the world pay very close attention whenever one of these boats slips quietly beneath the waves. The Astute-class is the newest and most advanced type of nuclear-powered submarine ever operated by Britain's Royal Navy. These submarines are built by a company called Before Anyone Else Systems Submarines at a shipyard in a town called Barrow. Furness in the northwest of England, development of the Astute-class began back in 2001. And the first submarine was commissioned, meaning officially handed over to the Royal Navy in 2010. It was declared fully ready for combat operations in May 2014. Building these submarines takes an enormous amount of time, money, and skill so far before anyone else. Systems has completed 5 vessels, with 4 of them currently active and serving in the Royal Navy, and 2 more still being built. Each one represents years of engineering work and billions of pounds of investment. But when you understand what these submarines can do, it becomes very clear why Britain considers them worth every penny. Before we get into all the impressive things the Astute-class can do, let us first understand what we are actually talking about in terms of size. Each Astute-class submarine is 97 meters long. That is about as long as a 32-story building lying on its side. The beam, which means the width of the submarine at its widest point, is 11.3 meters. When it is sitting on the surface of the water, it displaces between 7,000 and 7,400 tons when fully submerged underwater. That displacement increases to between 7,400 and 7,800 tons. These are big, heavy, powerful machines. Each one carries a crew of around 98 people. Officers and enlisted sailors who live and work inside this metal tube deep beneath the ocean surface. For months at a time, the submarine can travel at speeds of up to 30 knots when submerged, which is roughly 35 miles per hour. That might not sound incredibly fast compared to a car on a highway, but for a giant underwater vehicle weighing thousands of tons, it is seriously impressive. One of the most important things about the Astute-class is what powers it. Each submarine is equipped with a Rolls-Royce PWR-2 nuclear reactor. If you've heard of Rolls-Royce, you might know them as a company that makes very expensive luxury cars, but they also make some of the most advanced engines and reactors in the world for military use. This nuclear reactor is remarkable for one very important reason. It never needs to be refueled for the entire 25-year working life of the submarine. Think about that for a second. A car needs fuel every few hundred miles. A aircraft needs fuel before almost every flight. But an Astute-class submarine can run its reactor continuously for 25 years without ever needing more nuclear fuel. This gives it what experts call an indefinite range, meaning in theory it could travel anywhere in the world without ever needing to stop for power. In fact, an Astute-class submarine is capable of sailing all the way around the entire globe without surfacing, even once. The only reason it ever needs to come back to port is because the crew eventually runs out of food. That is not a joke. The submarine endurance is literally limited by how many meals the crew can store on board. Typically, this means patrols last around 90 days before the submarine needs to resupply. But if you could somehow keep it stocked with food, it could theoretically stay underwater almost indefinitely. Now let us talk about the part that makes the Astute-class genuinely terrifying to any potential enemy: its weapons. The submarine is armed with 6 21-inch torpedo tubes, and it can store up to 38 weapons total, ready for use. The 2 main weapons it carries are the Spearfish torpedo and the Tomahawk cruise missile, and both of them deserve some explanation. The Spearfish torpedo is a heavyweight torpedo, meaning it is large, fast, and extremely powerful. It is designed to hunt and destroy enemy submarines and surface ships. Once it is fired from the torpedo tube, it races through the water at very High speeds toward its target, modern torpedoes, like the Spearfish, are guided weapons, meaning they can steer themselves toward the enemy even if the target tries to turn and run. The Tomahawk Block 4 land attack missile is a completely different kind of weapon. Unlike a torpedo that travels through water, the Tomahawk is a cruise missile that flies through the air after being launched from underwater. It has a range of 1,000 miles, meaning the submarine can hide deep in the ocean while firing missiles at targets on land that are 1,000 miles away. The target has no idea the submarine is even in the area until the missile arrives. The Astute-class proved this capability in a very dramatic way. In early 2012, during a test exercise, an Astute-class submarine successfully fired 2 Tomahawk missiles from underneath the Gulf of Mexico. Both missiles traveled through the air and accurately hit their targets at a test range in northern Florida. This was not just a demonstration of technology. It was a clear message to the world that Britain's submarines could strike land targets from thousands of miles away while remaining completely hidden underwater. Being able to fire powerful weapons is important, but before you can attack anything, you first need to find it. This is where the Astute-class has another remarkable advantage: its sonar system. Sonar works by detecting sound waves traveling through water, allowing a submarine to identify nearby ships, other submarines, and obstacles, even in complete darkness at the bottom of the ocean. The Astute-class is fitted with an advanced system called the Sonar 2076. This is not just a good sonar system. It is widely claimed to be the best sonar system in the entire world. It can detect enemy submarines and surface ships at extremely long ranges, giving the Astute crew vital information about what is happening in the water around them, long before any potential enemy might detect the Astute itself in submarine warfare. The crew that detects the other side first has an enormous advantage, with the Sonar 2076 Astute-class submarines consistently find others before being found themselves. All the weapons and sensors in the world do not matter much. If an enemy can easily hear your submarine coming from miles away, staying quiet is absolutely essential for submarine survival and effectiveness. The Astute-class was specifically designed with noise reduction as a top priority. The submarine is exceptionally quiet when operating underwater, making it very difficult for enemy sonar systems to detect. This stealth capability allows Astute-class submarines to sneak close to enemy fleets or coastlines without being noticed, gather intelligence about what is happening, and, if necessary, launch attacks that come as a complete surprise. The combination of quiet operation, powerful weapons, and world-class detection systems makes the Astute-class genuinely dangerous in ways that few other submarines can match. Britain has operated nuclear-powered submarines for decades, and the Royal Navy considers them essential to the country. National security nuclear submarines can travel anywhere in the world quickly, and secretly they can monitor enemy naval activity. Without being detected, they can strike targets far inland from the ocean, and their very existence makes any potential enemy think twice before threatening British interests anywhere in the world. The Astute-class represents Britain's commitment to maintaining a world-class naval force. Even as the overall size of the Royal Navy has become smaller over the years, rather than having many average submarines, Britain chose to build fewer submarines that are each individually extraordinary, quality over quantity. And the Astute-class delivers quality at a level that very few countries on Earth can match. The Astute-class submarine is a genuinely remarkable piece of military engineering. It can travel around the entire world without surfacing. It runs on a nuclear reactor that never needs refueling for 25 years. It carries missiles that can strike targets 1,000 miles away on land, while the submarine stays safely hidden underwater. It uses what many experts consider the world's best sonar system to find enemies before they find it. And it does all of this while being extraordinarily quiet and difficult to detect. America, Ohio-class submarines may carry more nuclear firepower, but the Astute-class is not designed for nuclear deterrence. It is designed to be the perfect hunter, capable of going anywhere, finding anything, and striking with precision and devastating effect in the world of attack. Submarines, Britain Astute-class stands in a very small group at the very top, and that is exactly where the Royal Navy intends to keep it.